Okay, here we are, race one at the Royal Cork Yacht Club Autumn League. We're out on the water here, filming away. We're going to be watching the action. The 5-minute gun has just gone for Class 0. I think this is probably the first time we've had a Class 0 start in a number of years now, and it's going to be really good to see. We've got Connor Doyle just coming into shot here in his new X50, and then in the foreground we've got Jump Juice. Should be hoisting their jib pretty soon. We're down at 4.5 minutes, the jib's still on the deck. They need to start thinking about getting that up in the air. Kicking on, 2:40 to go. Breeze is looks like from up here on our little perch. We've got a really nice view of the racecourse. There's a big puff coming down the right hand side. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. 2:30 to go. There's only, I think there's 4, possibly 5 boats starting in this first start for Class 0. Okay, so we've got 2 minutes to go. We've got the J112E here, owned by Frank Doyle, sporting a lovely suit of 3DI sails. Frank's not done very much racing with this boat yet, so he's going to be feeling his, or finding his way a little bit, I think, but really interesting. There's a lovely puff just coming down the course. We've got a fantastic view from up here, and 1:30 to go. It's going to be slightly, the white line's going to be quite open for this start because there's only 5 boats, I think, in Class 0. But all the same, you can be pretty sure they're going to be glued towards each other, or glued next to each other when the time comes. We've got 1:20 to go. Minute gun has gone. We're at 50 seconds. We've got the fleet lining up here. It's got Connor Doyle as middle boat. We've actually got Frank Doyle taking the leeward side here. They've got 40 seconds. Looks to me like they're going to be late. We're a little bit off the line. Margaret, can you spin us around here and get us on the line? We've got 30 seconds to go. Jump and Freya here having a little bit of a tussle. So 23 seconds, 22, 21, 20. Can we motor forward, Margaret? Can we just motor forward to get on the line? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gun, and they're off. So a lovely start from Meridian at the windward end of the line, flat chat on the committee boat, and away they go. Now unfortunately here we've got Jump Juice is going to be a little bit squeezed because she's got Meridian above going fairly rapid, and Connor Doyle to leeward going like a steam train, but they've got a lot of heel on Freya at the moment. They need to try and control that heel, but I guess she's slightly compromised with her angle to sail. But now she's starting to come bow forward. This is really quite a nice start. The top 3 boats, they're very close together. Frank Doyle a little bit behind the pack there, just tacking away. He must feel there's more breeze on the right hand side, but this is good now. Freya low and fast, a little bit too heeled over would be my guess at the moment. Feeling their way a little bit. They haven't done a lot of racing with this boat, I know, but she's starting to stretch her legs now. 6 seconds to go here. Class 1 and 2 amalgamated start. It's all starting to get pretty entertaining here. The fleet quite locked together. Again, they're looking like they want the starboard end, so it's 50 seconds to go. Neolago looking very nicely placed here, nicely to leeward. They should be able to accelerate there quite happily. Looking inside the pack here, we've got Coracle. She's a little bit back, but there's still time to go. But look, it's really interesting. I thought the tide would have turned by now, but I'm looking at the pin end, and the tide is still actually going to Russia, as I like to say, rather than going to America. So here we go, 25, 24, 23, 22, 20 seconds to go. Got Jelly Baby getting quite close to the start. Is that Jelly Baby? No, that's Justice. Getting quite close. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gun. Beautiful start by Coracle. Beautiful start, and Whiplash just on her hip. Those 2 boats have absolutely flown off the start line. Really very nice start. Time and distance there from Coracle, spot on. We give them 10 out of 10 for that start. It couldn't have been any better. You know, Largo, unfortunately, has got herself a little bit stuck in the middle of the fleet, and she can't accelerate. She cannot put her bow down. So that's really unfortunate for them. Really very disappointing. They can't get the boat going at all. They're completely stuck. And yeah, they really got to find a way out of there, but that's going to be difficult. Breeze is down a couple of clicks now, actually. It's probably only 10, maybe 12 knots maximum. Perfect drone flying weather, but unfortunately we've left the drone in the box for this one. Maybe we'll try for the next start if the breeze stays down. But Ria Leiden here in shot. Number 3, probably a little bit under canvas, not over canvas, but under canvassed. But looking good, nice, nearly clean air there. Bad company, not a great start, lads. What's going on there? And dirty air. Need to think about trying to clear your air now. If you're stuck in the middle of the pack, you need to start thinking about how to get clean air. How can I get out of there? It's the only way. You cannot sail with dirty air. It's just not going to work. Minute now. This is class 3 and 4, I think, together. If I'm right, I'm looking. I can see a class 4 flag anyway on the back of the boat closest to us, Raffles. The 40 seconds to go here. Committee boat is very popular. We'll if Peter didn't have such a big boat, we could set ourselves up down that end, but we wouldn't see anything. So we're doing all of our filming from the pin. Got 26 seconds to go. We've got Bandit, Richard Leonard lined up very nicely. We've also got Robert Marchant in the Fulmar, also in a good position, but the Fulmar needs to start accelerating. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, Raffles is over, 3, 2, 1, gun. I think we're going to hear a double gun here. Yeah, there we go. That's Raffles only, I think. I think everyone else is pretty good, but Robert's pulled away, but I don't think it was you, Robert. It's hard to say. We just drifted off the line slightly. The tide is knocking us back here. So I think that's Raffles is over. I think everyone else was clear from where I was looking. But a pretty nice start from Bandit, as you'd expect. And then we've got Sean Hanley and Lewis behind. He's in clean air, I think. He's on the right-hand side, looking quite nice. Sigma's, yeah, the Sigma, yeah, Raffles is over. I'm pretty certain Raffles is over. But anyway, I shouldn't labour the point. Peter is the official. We're not bang on the line when the gun goes. Now there's the little cracker, Dennis and his team. It's very hard to start a small boat like that when you're mixed in with Sigmas and Contessas and all that sort of thing. But he's on his way, and he's a very good sailor. They get some really nice results with that little boat, so it'd be interesting to see. First bottom mark. It's the wind is lighter than we thought it was going to be. The breeze has really hasn't materialised into the forecast quite yet. So here we have in the foreground Connor Doyle and the new X50. They have made some quite nice progress down this run. They're approaching the leeward mark now. They're probably just about on ley line, and I'm interested to watch the drop. We did a little bit of work on the drop technique the other day, and it'll be interesting to see what they do here. They're maybe 7 or 8 lengths away, but there's a lot of sail area. There's 200 and something, 220 square meters, I think it is, something like that, to get down. And let's watch what happens. I think they're going to spike it off the pole, which is a fairly safe way to do it. But before you do any of that, it's good to get the jib out. The jib acts as a little bit of a blanket for the spinnaker. Now they're leaving it fairly late, which is good to see. And then jump juice is going to come into the fold shortly here. Jump is maybe 5, 6, 7 lengths out, coming with lovely bit of speed on. Now we stay on. Here we go. They're going to spike off the tack of the spinnaker. See the guy on the foredeck? There it goes. Spinnaker has been spiked. And now it's going to get dragged in and down the main hatch. That looks pretty tidy. I mean, they've left that late enough. They're only a couple of lengths off the mark. approaching with a reasonable amount of speed. Now Jump Juice is in the shot here. No jib up on Jump yet. I'm not sure what they're going to do here. Okay, pole is off and they're going to dump the pole, I would imagine. And yeah, so a pole-free jibe. This is really quite nice. Connor Doyle has made it. It's done a fairly sharp turn there. Let's just see how they can get the main sheet on nice and fast. Jump is in trouble here because their jib's not up. I can hear a little bit of encouragement from Morris. So no jib and Spinnaker still in the air, and I suggest their bow is very nearly at the mark now. Okay, Connor Doyle sailing away. Nice trim on the X50. Jump Juice, I think, is going to get one of our prizes. This could be, well, we've got the good, the bad and the ugly. It falls into one of those categories. Meridian, Tom Roach and Frank Doyle approaching the leeward mark. So Tom has done the opposite to Jump Juice. He's actually got his Genoa up nice and early here and is approaching on port jibe as Frank has no overlap, so that's fine. Tom's clear ahead. Should be no issues here. Although the J-boat is coming pretty quick, I don't think there's going to be a problem. Be interesting now to see how clean the rounding can be and how quickly Keith gets that spinnaker tided away. Okay, here they go. Spinnaker's running around. They're just letting it run through the pole, I think. Oh no, he spiked it. There we go. So nice clean spike through the letterbox. Very safe, tidy takedown, but it does need to come down. It's still at the top of the rig and they're very close to the buoy here. Now, let's just go look at the J-boat. James as well. Try and get both boats in the shot if we can. So Frank and his team. Spinnaker is coming down into the cockpit quite nicely. The jib's not fully unfurled. Tom, because of his approach angle, is actually rounded a little bit wide. So if Frank is able to make a clean turn here, he may be able to get clear air and hold up on the 45, but it's unlikely. These two boats obviously got a little bit stuck on the upwind because there's some serious separation between them and Jump Juice. I'm not sure of the ratings. I need to get the rating sheet in my hand for next week so we can comment. But a little bit late, I guess, or just a little bit slow getting the Spinnaker away. Spinnaker's still on deck with Frank and the team. Pole's still out, which is probably not necessarily a big issue, but it's just a little bit fragile. You know, if there was more boats and it was a little more crowded, you could easily get that pole damaged in some way. Tingle, leading class 1 and 2. He's, like I said earlier, I need to get the rating sheets, but I think the pole's about to come off by the look of it. They've got somebody in the position for the human guy. There goes the pole. Jib's already up. I'm looking for a 10 out of 10 here from the Tingle family. There's a lot of young dinghy sailors on board with the seasoned veterans. Spinnaker trim still really very nice. No pole on there. Not so easy to fly. It's a combination of trim and helming to keep this right. And they're going to get as close to the mark as they dare, but you don't want to leave it too late. Otherwise, we saw what happens with Jump Juice earlier. Okay, so here it goes. The guy's gone. Mid-jibe. Lovely. This would be a really nice drop now if they hurry up and get that in the slot. It's going down the forehatch. I'm not sure who's on the front, whether that's Julie or Amy or Jamie. There's a lot of young sailors on here as we know. Code 1 jib up now. Code 1. Got to be, it's probably a little bit over trimmed in a perfect world, but maybe not. It's okay. No, it's not too bad. Main's come in nice and quickly. Now we need the jib to follow. No in-hauler on, I don't think, Darren, is there? I can't see actually properly yet. And now we've got Coracle coming round. Didn't really focus on their drop. What was very apparent to me when they were coming down there was the size of the Spinnaker. The Spinnaker is absolutely enormous on that boat. And I don't know whether they really need that much area, but they sail well. Just a little bit of shouting. Spinnaker not really away. A lot of people on the deck still. It's would be good to get the crew hiking sooner. Oh, hello. It's a little bit of a squall has come down here. So Dennis and the team, nice tidy takedown there. Spinnaker's away and the breeze is coming up a click, so they'll be able to get that going. Here we've got the guys from Kinsale. I've forgotten their names, I do apologise. Slightly ugly, a lot of action still. And then we've got George Radley, slightly unorthodox approach here, but with that squall and the big change of wind direction, the wind's suddenly got flicked to the north here, and it's compromised a few people, including Whiplash. I guess Ronan got a little bit caught by that shift. George has tacked onto starboard. I don't know what he must have a problem with his sheets. This is very dramatic. This is actually proper racing going on here. And there's the Elan 40. Good to see those guys over. And what's coming next? Now, who have we got here? This is Jelly Baby. Where's the other J109? Has that already gone around? Oh yeah, Justice is well ahead. What's going on here, boys? This is very poor takedown. Don't know if Brian's on board. Maybe Brian's away. Dennis Murphy and the team on the Largo, approaching the top mark. The plenty of breeze now. The breeze has kicked right as predicted in the forecast, and this will really suit the boat, but they've probably not got enough time to make their time up now, but they'll be ready for the second race. So here we go, poles in the air, spinnakers already on the deck and nicely prepped here. A lot of backstay on, they need to obviously soften that. And we've got Paul Tingle coming in behind. We'll move back to Paul in a second, but we'll stay on Dennis for the moment. So Dennis is, okay, the guy's going out to the end of the pole. Pole end is low, which is nice for the set. And here it goes. It's all about the turn down and how fast they can get it to the top. Spinnaker's going up really quite nicely here. Start to get the pole back. It's at the top. Ease sheet, smoke the sheet, guys, and get the halyard up. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. I'd say that's like a 7. Okay, pole's coming up nice and quickly. Spinnaker's nicely eased, so this is good. So let's pan to Paul Tingle. Pole was already up. Boat's turned down. Spinnaker's coming out of the hatch here for Paul. You've got to be careful now they don't bear away too much because the spinnaker's gone inside the jib. It's hit the top of the rig. Beautiful set, lads and ladies. Fantastic. Just 6 inches shy at the top, maybe a foot shy. Need to ease the sheet down, get it flying, get that jib on the deck. But that was a fantastic hoist. So back to Kieran Collins and Coracle. Poles up. They've borne away quite hard. Pretty slow getting to the top here, lads. And it's set, and it's a long way from the top. Come on, boys. Can't see the pole angle, which Graham I know is very important. Pole angle actually really quite nice, Graham. Just didn't get it in the air. But otherwise, pretty tidy set. Another 7, I'd say, maybe 8. We can argue about that in the bar afterwards. In sail with Dan Buckley. The tack of the spinnaker is out to the pole end, which is good. They're launching out of the hatch, going under the clew. It's looking pretty good here. Just need to get it up a bit quicker. Very slow on the hands on the master. Now it's gone the wrong side of the jib. Oh, okay. There's all sorts of things going on here for the debrief. This will be really interesting. But one of their biggest problems there, that the sheet was too loose. And as you can see, the tack has really wound itself into a big mess. In advance, because I don't know who this is. This is Sigma 33. There's at least 3 33s racing today. And these guys, whoever they are, the mystery boat we're going to call them, are nicely ahead. So let's see how this spinnaker hoist goes. They're hoisting quite early. The boat hadn't really turned down, but it's hit the top. It's on the pole. Just need to sheet it on, and away we go. Now, it's, yeah, not a bad set at all. What can I say about that? Not too much really, but that was pretty good. Pole is a touch low now, but really nice angle for the initial set. Caught, I think, with the spinnaker on the wrong side and changing their gear around. Oh no, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what happens here. Small boat, should be really easy to muscle the spinnaker around. Just get the guy back, don't worry about the pole, ease the sheet, and there it goes. Lovely. Nice work, lads, because there's no pole on that spinnaker now. And they're sailing well, keeping it all together. The third of the 3 Sigmas. Breeze has really kicked up now for this final run down to the start. So it's the finish, final run down to the finish. Lots of breeze on here. Guys looking a little bit compromised. Pole's not in the air and I can't see the spinnaker, but I don't know what's going to happen here. I think the spinnaker halyard is still on the front, so I think we'll leave them alone and we'll divert our attention around to Connor Doyle and the X50. It's coming at the windward mark like a steam train. The boat is looking absolutely beautiful. I can't resist saying it, but that's the latest 3DI product on the X50. Most X-Yachts come out of the factory with North Sails. It's a relationship they've had for many, many years. So Connor has got a relatively easy set here. Spinnaker's in the bag on the side of the boat. He's got a very stubby bowsprit built in, as you can see, so there's no pole to go out, nothing really to do here apart from get the tack of the spinnaker out to the pole nice and early, which is happening here, and then it's got to go flying to the top of the rig. They've got to really get this spinnaker straight up to the top of the rig as fast as they can, and I think they're doing this by hand. Yeah, they've got two people at the mast bouncing. There's a lot of sail area to get up. I think it's 220 or maybe even 250 square meters. It's a lot of sail. Connor keeping the boat nice and low here to allow the guys to get it to the top of the rig, and once it hits the top he can head up 2 or 3 degrees more, maybe 5 degrees, and then we'll see the spinnaker pop, burst into life. And I think that's coming any moment now. Jib being furled away. There it goes, boom. Spinnaker is now set. Lovely smoke of the sheet. Probably need to consider a fairly early jibe here where this wind has gone to the north. But that was a pretty tidy set. Bearing in mind that is a big spinnaker. Robert Marchant and the Fulmar. These guys regular visitors to Cork Harbour for the Autumn League. It's great to see them back again. Pole is in the air. Spinnaker's ready to go. I had a chat with them on the dock there saying we'd be filming them, and here we are. So let's see what happens here. They've got to just get that to the top of the rig nice and fast. So the guy's out to the pole end. Up, 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 up. Come on, boys. It looks like it's dragging on something. I'm not sure what, but it's getting there. Come on. Need to, oh dear. Okay. Big twist. Big twist. It's going to take some doing. Oh, there we go. It's come out. So we'll just need to sheet it on. Spread the sail. Sheet it on hard and get it working. And then get that jib out the way as fast as you can. Because as we know, the jib stroke Genoa, all it does is upsets the spinnaker now at this point, and it needs nice clear fresh air going around the spinnaker, no disturbance from the jib. The little Trapper TS250 cracker. Dennis is a dogged competitor here at RCYC. He's out in every single race. It'll be really interesting to see what happens here. He's going for the jibe, very good. I think that's actually a good thing to do, but oh, okay, not the best turn. And let's have a look. Maybe we can get Dennis and Jump Juice in the frame at the same time here, James. I'm not sure if that's possible. Okay, let's focus on Jump. Jump's bow is at the mark. Guy going to the pole end. Spinnaker going in the air. The important thing now, as these guys know, is to get that to the top of the rig. It's currently caught on the jib, but it is going up. It's just going up a little bit slow. Big spread now. Okay, it's hit the top. There'll be a call of maid hopefully on board now, and the guy will come flying back. It's about a 10-foot ease on the sheet now, and it'll have some chance of flying. Sheet very slow coming off on the sheet. Still needs a load of sheet to be eased. And square it back. Come on, boys. Yeah. Lots of bodies. Guys out to the pole end, which we've talked about a lot. I think the jib might be just a bit over eased here. It's not helping the spinnaker go up, but it's going to the top relatively quickly. Oh, okay, so that's set quite early here. And the, as we know, that's going to be a little bit awkward to grind up, but they've got it reasonably close to the top. And they're on their way. Class 0, RCYC Autumn League. Breeze is up a click. Most people with overlapping jibs are now onto their number 3s. We've got 50 seconds to go. Breeze is probably 15, 16, 17 knots, something like that. We've got Jump Juice and the X50 lining up together. Frank Doyle is currently needs to turn. He's only got 30 seconds. He's on the wrong tack. So here we go. 29, 28, 27, 26, they're going to be a little bit shy of the line here, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, come on Connor, you don't need to bear away, full speed, 11, 10, 9, go for it Connor, 8, wind on, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, jumps early, 2, 1, jump is over. And the X50 has got a beautiful start. Jump is in all sorts of bother here, and the X is off. Beautifully trimmed on angle at the gun, and maybe 3 or 4 seconds late. Beautiful start. Race 2, 1 minute to go. Looks like Paul and Deirdre are setting up to win the pin here. 47 seconds. Not too sure about the line bias. We'll have to ask about that when we get ashore. Starboard end always very popular because it's an easy target. Oh dear, the X37's got themselves locked out of the committee boat. You can see that. Tingle's going to get a beautiful start. Come on Paul, tack around Deirdre. Put the hammer down, start going for the pin. Flat jack, 20 seconds to go. Here we go. Aim at the pin, no lower. 17, 16, 15, 14. Big shenanigans at the starboard end. Tingles are well out of this. Load of boats over. Paul's going to be over as well, but no one can see him. Well over the line, Mr. Tingle, and everybody else. General recall, I think. Well played, though, by Alpaca, because they're one of the few boats clear. I think Dennis Murphy must have been over by a country mile. I can't see the flags. I guess that ought to be a general recall, otherwise it's going to be absolute chaos. Had a general recall, as you may remember, from the last start in Class 2. We've got 45 seconds to go. Looks like the pin end's a little bit more popular this time. We've got Coracle lined up, and we've got the Tingles actually. Tingles are, after such a great start last time, they're looking slightly compromised here. They're on port, 30 seconds to go, motoring at the fleet. So we really need to turn there, Deirdre. I don't know where you're hoping to get to, but it's hard to, when you're not on board, it's not so easy to judge. So here we go. 18 seconds, 16, 15. Jesus, Mary, back up. Back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gun, and the Tingle's got a lovely start there. Sheet on the Tingles. And Coracle, pretty nice start, a little bit late. They are fully trimmed on, which is nice, and started at speed. You got the Tingles in the middle, a really very nice start. Nilago, a little bit late, but going. Maybe slightly compromised, stay on this one, slightly compromised by Coracle, but no, not at all actually. It won't be long there before Dennis, Molly get the thing wound up. There's Ian pulling a bit of Traveller on. Trim looks pretty good there. Top telltale on the jib, flying nicely. Nice straight exit, foot pretty flat, so well in hauled. Now we've got a good bit of action here. Oh, Miss Whiplash is in trouble. She's done a double tack, front of Jerry Good. But it's, yeah, the other half ton of George. Not a great start, very compromised there in his position. Dirty air, no exit plan there at all. I don't know how you're going to get out of that one, George. Be interesting to see. Actually, looking from this angle, George has a little bit more clear air than I thought, but I reckon go for the shore is probably the answer here, because the breeze has been flicking from 330 to 360 in the pre-start. Forecast is to go more to the north. I think it's a little bit high risk heading out to the left side of the track. We'll see what unfolds by the time we get up to the top. RCYC October League or Autumn League, Nilago top mark. The breeze is up, she's stretching her legs. They're going for the heavier kite this time. Guy nicely back, pole up, tip of the pole low, which is good for the hoist. There goes the halyard. Come on guys, all the way to the top. I'm not sure who that is on the mast, but he needs to pull a bit harder. Come on guys, get it up there. It's only half up. This is going to be a terrible set. Yeah, okay, that had that written all over it from the start. Let's turn to Jelly Baby, second round. Nice to see Brian and the team got their act together this time. Much better first upwind. Let's get the spinnaker to the top, spread the foot. The sheet is not on, guys. This is the problem. The spinnaker is wrapping, but it looks like you're going to get lucky here and get away with it. I'm not sure. Is that a wrap or not a wrap? It's okay. Okay, so it's up, sailing very high angle, Brian, here. You could probably come down 5 or 10 degrees here. Big ease on the sheet and the sail will fly. Lovely. Okay, let's swing back. Tingle's compromised for some reason. Not sure what's happening here. A little bit lack of prep for this hoist from the Tingles, slightly out of character. We just saw a beautiful set there from them at the, beautiful start. Race 2, fantastic. Okay, let's pan back to the windward mark. We've got a leader, Ria Leiden and team there. Spinnaker is up. It's at the top, I think, but the guy's not come back. Then we've got the Elan from Kinsale. They've got their spinnaker up nicely. Sam Hunt on there, helping the guys at this regatta. Not a bad set, got nice and low. Okay, let's look back at the J. Justice, same problem again. I would suggest the foot of the spinnaker didn't get spread, and there's a big twist. Very difficult to get out now. There's some air in that. Okay, Elan 40. I guess that must be Chancer. Welcome back to Crosshaven, lads. Nice set on the Chancer, lovely hoist. Bad Company, spinnaker's up. George, Radley and the crew, sorry to say this, George, crew work pretty shoddy today. It's not what I would expect from your team. We haven't seen a clean hoist or set yet, and this one is another one. Meanwhile, Miss Whiplash sailing away. Spinnaker up, your spinnaker in the bag. Okay, so Jump Juice. Got a nice extension there on Meridian on that upwind, despite the fact that we were in their way for the last half of it. I'm sure Prof was not feeling the love from the camera boat, but they've done a nice set there. Jib down, spinnaker pole, good angle, everything looking pretty nice. And the team, round in the top mark, race 2. Pole's up, nice angle on the pole actually. Tip slightly lower than the mast end. But the key here, the jib has been over-eased. We talked about this so much last year, lads. That jib, look at the jib. The jib is destroying the spinnaker. You'll be lucky if you don't shred it before it gets to the top. Okay, and because of the jib trim, the spinnaker didn't make it to the top. If that jib had been left sheeted on, it would have collapsed the spinnaker, wouldn't have let the air come through, and you'd have got that to the top. That is a classic from last year. You obviously didn't come to enough of the debriefs. Anyway, we'll talk about that one. That's a really graphic visualization of how not to do it. Oil and the new X50 Freya. The boat is looking absolutely stunning in these conditions. Something went wrong. I don't know if they overstood the mark or I don't know what happened, but they're very far back in the field here. I think I saw them badly overstood, but let's watch the hoist. It's going nice and early. We've got 2 guys on the halyard. There's a lot of halyard to pull, but leave the jib trimmed on. Don't ease the jib any more than that. Even that's too eased because it allows the air. You can see a big gap, but you can imagine how much air is trying to go through there. You need to keep that sheeted on until the spinnaker hits the top. Right, it's up. Now, just nudge her up a couple of degrees, Connor, and that spinnaker will fly. Massive ease on the sheet. There's a broach coming here, I think, if we're not careful. Let's just stay on it, James. No. They got it back, but oh, now we're going the other way. Oh, tricky. But they've got it under control. Connor, very, very experienced helmsman here. Not used to A sails, and they're quite different, but in many ways significantly easier than a conventional spinnaker, especially as the breeze comes up. I need to do my homework for next week, 4571. I got a feeling these guys might be from down in Jesus, I'm really having a memory fade. They're a long way east of here anyway. But they did a lovely set last time, and they've actually done a beautiful set again now. If they get the trim on here and the angle right, yes, very nice. The spinnaker makes it to the top of the rig every time with these boys, and they make a very tidy job. Nice work. Let's turn our attention to the red spinnaker. And oh dear, that's the wrong way round. That is the clue on the pole. So this is going to get the ugly prize perhaps, or the bad prize. They're going to break that sail if they're not careful. because if they try and wind that tack down to the pole end, the spinnaker will probably burst in half. I hope they don't do that. But for some reason, they've got their, I don't know whether they've realised yet, because they're not so experienced, this team with A sails. But yeah, I'm not sure whether they've realised, but it's definitely the wrong way around. Okay, that's going to get one of Kieran's special prizes. Now, let's go back to the windward mark here, James. We've got one of the other Sigmas coming round here. Now, they're not ready at all. Spinnaker and pole on the wrong side of the boat. So they either need to jibe to make it work, or they need to change things. So that's not the bad prep here. So let's turn our attention to the fulmar. So Robert Marchant and his team. The mast man needs to go to the gym. That needs to get up much faster, guys. Come on. And Robert, you can aim really low here to help him. You know, we're on quite a high angle, but the nice thing is that the jib is in. And I know you guys were with us last year, so that jib stayed firmly sheeted on, and that meant the spinnaker got to the top of the mast. But you're sailing a very, very high angle, which is not helping anybody right now. You need to turn down maybe 10 degrees. Spinnaker will pop, everything will be fine. So let's look at little cracker, Dennis Byrne. Pole is set. It looks like they're on the 3 now, aren't they? Yeah, I think they're on the number 3, which is good. A little bit slow. They're launching out of the hatch. I know it's slightly alien to some of the team, but it should work really well on a small boat like Cracker. And to be fair, she's right up with the quarter tonner and the fulmar, and I'd suggest she had a pretty good upwind there. Time up, race 2, Nilago. Always very prepared. It's one of the things that we've noticed through the day. Don't ease that jib too much, but nicely prepared. The spinnaker pole is always up early. You can hear Ian at the back directing operations. Guy is coming out to the pole end. You can hear the encouragement in his voice. Now the halyard is a little slow this time, but if they don't ease the jib, that'll be okay. Now turn down. Who's driving? Molly? Turn down, turn down, turn down. We don't want it setting only halfway up like last time. I think we're going to have more chance this time. Keep turning down, Molly. Turn down. Get it to pop. Lovely set. Not bad. A little bit slow, very solid. Okay, now we're turning our attention to Jump Juice. Well done to Nilago. Jump Juice has got to make a bit of an effort here. Now this is not going to go well because the pole's not up. The Guy is not out to the pole end. This is going to score. Well, hang on. They might recover here. They might recover. Jib has been eased a little, possibly over eased. Guy needs to be squared. Come on, fellas, here we go. Big smoke of the sheet. Currently over sheeted big time. Come on, big ease, whoever's on it. Brian, is that you? Boat a little heeled over. Here she comes. Not bad. We'll give that a 7.5. It looks like different helmsman this time. Brian has been relieved. It's Kian, I think, on the helm. Nicely shot the windward mark there. There was slightly lower ley line. Did a really good job of getting around there. Now what we need to see is a really tidy hoist. They've got, I'm looking for Justice. I can't see her. Oh, I do see her now. She's a long way back. These guys have got this race nailed, I'd say, if they keep this all together. Let's watch the set. Tack is out. Jibe set, is it? Yeah, jibe set. I heard the call there from Kian. Make a nice slow turn here, Kian, and that head should be going up. They should be hoisting now. There's no reason why you can't hoist mid-jibe. And the thing could have been in the air and set now. A little bit slow, but you can't really knock their position on the racetrack. They're comfortably in front of their main rivals. Okay, finally it's going in the air. All right, let's turn our attention to coracle. I know that we tried to give the guys a 10 last year, but they couldn't quite do it. Let's see if they're up to it today. Let's see. Is this a jibe set? Jibe set, no pole. Yeah, here we go. So this would be really key now to see. No, okay, that's not getting any points at all. Tingles, going to do a conventional set. Fairness now, the coracle set is actually minus numbers because it's still in the boat at the moment. I don't see any spinnaker. The other two sets here, beautiful, from Tingles and from the Artful Dodger from Kinsale. Really nice work, really nice. You still filming, James?
Yeah.
Okay, let's turn our attention to Connor Doyle on the windward mark. He's having to shoot. Oh, okay. He's having to shoot around there. It's a little tricky with a 50-footer, but they've done it. Now they're ready to smoke the main sheet now, so they can turn down. Okay, we're down speed now with a lot of main sheet on. Very hard to bear away. Okay, the bell's coming down now. Here we go. So let's just see what the boys can do here. They're a little bit behind. Oh yeah, because we had this overstanding issue, didn't we? I'd forgotten about that. Sorry, guys. Now the jib is massively eased. This is going to make the spinnaker hoist really difficult. That jib needs to be sheeted on hard now and acting like a massive blanket. If you look now, there's a huge gap there. There's no way this spinnaker is going to reach the top, in my humble opinion, before it sets. Or if it does, you could have made life a whole lot easier for yourself by not easing it and using it as a blanket. Now, it's up. Has it reached the top? I think it has, but now the jib is still flapping into the spinnaker, which is not good at all. Is the spinnaker flying? Can't really see it. If it is flying, the sheet needs to be eased an awful lot so we can actually see the luff of the sail. Connor has the helm, cannot see it. I can't see it. I think it's not up actually, or it's twisted. We'll have to talk to the guys afterwards on the shore to see what's happening. Okay, back to the windward mark. Here we got Miss Whiplash. The boys have got away from George Radley and his crew this time. We need to see a fairly smart hoist. Jibe set here, this is good now. It's going in the air, mid-jibe, halyard going up. Now we really need to spread the foot here, otherwise a twist can come in. There's absolutely no reason why that can't be flying right now fully. It looks like it's caught under the bow. If they can only get it up from there. Okay, here it comes, here it comes. All right, we'll give that, oh, it's getting a little unstable. Not the most stable platform, a half-tonner in this gusty conditions, but we'll give that I think we'll give that a 7. We'll edit out this collapse and we'll give that a 7. Okay, we've got George Radley. I'm not sure who's helming today. Can't really see from here. There's a few coarse words being said. Pole is up. Jib's nicely pinned in. If they don't ease that, that will be really good. That'll really help. So here comes the guy. There's young George, I think, on the rig, going mad. Good man. Spinnaker is not being spread. We'll put that down to the trimmers. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, it didn't make it up now. It's around the forestay. Oh, I don't like the look of that at all. That does not look good. I think they're going to... Okay, let's abandon George and we're going to go to Bag Company. Main sheet man's a bit slow. We had this problem last year. Are they going for the jibe? Oh, okay, very good. Frank jibe in his own main. That's the dinghy sailor coming out in him. Jibe set. Must be all to do. Lots of jibe sets. I guess it's the way the spinnaker's got dropped to the bottom. Now, yeah, this is another one of these, what we like to call the calendar set, where we can watch the months go by before the sail goes in the air. Frank Doyle and the team on the J112E. Let's hopefully they got the spinnaker the right way around this time, because last time down they had the tack as the clue and the clue as the tack. But I can see the north badge, which is always a clue on an A sail. Jib a little bit over eased. Need to keep the jib in, but they've, in fairness, it's gone to the top of the rig very nicely. So good work on the mast. Tack line is not out to the pole end, which would help a lot. And the sheet hasn't really come on the sail, so it's not spread. And I think, actually, same as last time, I think, Frank, your exit angle is a little bit low. Now it's a bit high, but anyway, your initial exit angle was a bit low and didn't allow the sail to fly. My friends on the Sigma, I still don't know where they're from, but they're sailing very well. They're actually just sailing away here, looking very tidy. Their spinnaker work has been good. And they're turning down now. What's the boat called, James? Can you read that? Flyover, I think it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, flyover 4571. Oh, interesting. This is definitely gonna feature in the after debrief, because the sail went up, but it's set, and I'm guessing the halyard whoever was tailing the halyard either didn't have the clutch shut, or well, they couldn't have had the clutch shut, or the clutch needs some new cams. It looks like it's sliding again. Looks like it's actually slipping through the clutch, but we'll ask the boys when we get to the shore. Lewis, HB31. These guys are in nice position on the water. Maybe this heavier breeze is starting to suit them. Let's watch this spinnaker set. They're a little bit slow getting the pole up. I must say the leeward runner probably needs to come off Sean too. That's a little stuck. There it goes. Oh, hello, we're jibing. All right. I think that well, what could I say? The guys are doing well. They're in a good position. They're sailing well. It looks actually, yeah, their course looks pretty straight to the leeward mark. It's going to take them a little while to get settled there. But on my last two goes with Sean and the guys, I've ended up doing the foredeck. So, well, in fairness, a little bit slow, but a really sweet set. That was straight to the top of the rig, pole back, boom, set. Slow, but technically, I think 8 out of 10. Pretty nice. And the Fulmar, need the spinnaker pole in the air. I don't know where he's, yeah, oh, there's the pole. Okay, just couldn't see it. Now, the Genoa this time very eased comparison to last time, which is probably not helping. And a little bit slow on the hoist. Yeah, nothing like as good as last time. 2 examples of how to do it. The last hoist they did was pretty clean. This one not so clean. Looking at Dennis's number 3 for him. Looks pretty nice, a little bit shy on halyard and a little bit light on crew weight, but the boat looks like it's performing okay. Be interesting to talk to him afterwards just to see what he thinks.